We'll just go live because these are going a little bit longer. I think what I'm gonna do, because I got to get this stuff done, guys, and I have a lot of asshole consulting backed up. I'm not answering any super chats that are below $10. Not to be a dick, I just don't have the time, and I do appreciate the $2 and $5 ones. There's no doubt about it, but I got work to do. I can't. So I'm only answering $10 or more super chats, which is fine because it should be pretty late and everyone should be in bed by now. This is from an anonymous individual. I got a personal loan for $10,000 and paid off 2,000 and has gone to collections and paid off 2,000. All right, so 8,000 going on. I hear that you can wait 7 years for it to fall off, but would this affect my credit? Well, you'd have to file for bankruptcy. Okay. So the loan will stay out there. The collections people will keep coming at you, but until you go and have it dismissed in bankruptcy, that balance. Now, of course, the collectors may just inevitably give up. It may not be worth the time. But it will negatively affect your credit for 7 years. And then inevitably, like after bankruptcy, yes, it will fall off your credit report after 7 years. There is, I think, depends on whether you file Chapter 7 or 13 bankruptcy. One might last for 10 years. But I have the means to pay this in full, but was wondering if it's even worth paying back at this point. What are the benefits of paying this off in full, waiting for 7 years, or negotiating to pay less? I'd like to save my credit score. I would like to know what my options are. Well, if you would like to save your credit score, pay it back. Now, here's a crazy idea, okay? Right. I know it's foreign to you millennials. You took someone else's money. That $10,000 is not just poof created. Even if they print it off, like the government prints it off, that is other people now having to have a diluted purchasing power of their current amount of money. So it is the society's money. They just lent you. So if we printed it off, which we didn't, that money was earned by other people by them sacrificing their time, enslaving themselves to an employer to get that money. Then they lent it to you either through a bank or a credit card, whatever. Could be investors. Under the understanding you signed a contract saying you would pay them back with some modicum of interest. It's very simple. Do you want to be a thief? That's it. Do you want to be a slave owner? Because you own slaves. Somebody, and a group of people, actually spread over thousands of individuals, had to work a little bit extra that day and not see their kids because you're a lazy fucking fuck and you're a thief and you don't want to pay back your money or the money that's not yours. So whereas there's this Machiavellian piece to me, it's like, yeah, take the money and run. Yeah, at the same time, you owe people $8,000 of their money back. And that's everything from Grandma Tilly to a little kid that saved his money in a bank account to evil, rich corporate executives. Second, you're talking about $8,000. It is not worth ruining your credit over $8,000. I will tell you this, though, right now. If you're already this sad and pathetic, you can't pay $8,000 back. That's a lot of money, especially if you're younger and just starting out. I get it. But if you're thinking like, well, I'll just, like, your strategy is to have this amortized over a 7 to 10 year period. So we're talking like you can't come up with $1,100 a year just to pay it back. Like, fuck the rest of whatever you think you're going to do. You're a loser. $8,000 is nothing. If it was 80,000 or 800,000 and like you were in desperate financial straits, I'd be like, okay, I understand. $8,000. You're going to file for bankruptcy and destroy your credit score over $8,000. That is a very part-time job. Even if you're not making that much money, go live at home. Take the car that you no doubt borrowed money for, return it, sell it, get whatever you can for it so you have like a little bit of car loan debt remaining. And why don't you just work a little bit extra and stop buying booze? Wait, are you fat? Are you fat? So you got like way more food than you need? Always get a kick out of poor people. We're so poor. It's like, you don't look poor. I remember being poor. I didn't look as fat as you. I was actually emaciated. So are you fat? Like, you got a lot of food? Do you have video games? Do you have cable? Do you have all this other shit that you really don't need to live, but you're going to buy it anyway and force other people to pay for it? But to be perfect, let's say you have no moral soul. Let's say you're a true degenerate piece of shit and you're okay stealing other people's money and enslaving people so that you can eat your Cheetos. Here's a more practical reason. If you file for bankruptcy, your credit is at least ruined for 7 years. But if you are asking me this question right now, over $8,000, should you fuck up your credit and go through this to, get $8,000 ahead over the course of 7 to 10 years? You are a loser. You have completely lost any context or anchoring into what's important. Your financial management is horrible. It's just absolutely horrible. And whether I could say you could file for bankruptcy or not, you could let it go into collections or not, it doesn't matter. Only losers are like, oh, $8,000 should have filed for bankruptcy. Like, no, you probably should not. That's horrible. Like, that, just go work another job, man. And I remember when I was poor, okay, yeah, $8,000 was a lot of money, but I wouldn't have filed bankruptcy over it. I just would have worked, and that's what I did. Remember, I got a $10,000 home loan line of credit to renovate my basement so I could live in it. Now, this is in 2003, 2002, 2001, 2001. 99. I take that back. It was 99. I was 24 when I bought my first place. 99. So $10,000, like $25,000 today. I paid that back within 3 months. I did it by working a bunch of extra security shifts. So why don't you stop being a little spoiled little brat and millennial where you're entitled to other people to enslave and sacrifice their money, including Grandma Tilly with her pension fund and little Joey, who maybe saved his pennies and dimes into the bank, and the credit card company lent it to you through the bank. And you're like, well, screw that. It's $8,000. How about you just work a little bit of extra time, pay back your loans, learn fiscal frugality, learn fiscal discipline, and never put yourself in a situation or position again where you're like, should I chintz out on $8,000 and destroy my credit? So there you go. All right. And he paid, and I charged him a lot of money for it. No. $10 super chat minimum, guys. $10 super chat minimum. Maybe I'll just show it here. I won't answer them. That's Dre's super chat. And this is Tinder reviews for $2. There you go. All right. See you guys later, Toodles.